retrospective. On practicing life is performance. Each day take time to write everything that you remember, starting from the very beginning and examining every moment that you can recall. Do not worry about proper use of language. Just spill your experience and memories onto the page. Through this process, you will become more aware of your actions, as you will have to relive and re-examine them at the end of each day. In turn, this will have its own effect on your actions. They will become more intentional, as you will subconsciously consider the fact that you must write them down. And as such, each action becomes a small performance of its own. Consider the audience to be yourself, driving you and your actions to an almost idealistic state in which you are becoming your best self. We are always in a process of becoming. This is my current work. It is ephemeral. It flows through the mind and is expressed and redefined in my every movement. It does not start or end, but is. And because of its perpetualness, it cannot be truly documented. More happens in a single moment than I could ever record, and in recording, many more moments would occur. The song playing is by 8th Blackbird. I first listened to it late on Tuesday, Wednesday even, when I couldn't sleep. The video playing is a film by Jean Cocteau, La Sangue d'un Poète, The Blood of a Poet. I studied it the first year I was in the pilot 2 years ago. Along with surrealism, I also made a play and made many short films. Here is something I wrote eventually. I finally understand Jean Cocteau's poet. He is more than simply a poet. He's a creator, an artist, told in a language that can be understood. He is the archetype of creators, a roaring stream of consciousness on a journey of inspiration, vignettes of crafted imagination, left unexplained, waiting to be analyzed or left by the viewer, waiting for their true love to walk by and stare and see. It is about the poetry of the situation, the poetry of creation, the poetry of being alive, being able to understand and be understood, the poetry of art, the ability to enjoy without care for completeness or comprehension. I was undeveloped then, even in my moments of discovery. Look how I have grown. At the end of that year, my grandmother died. Her name was Priscilla. Baby, don't wait for the moon. She's caught in a tangle of boughs, and mellow and musical June is singing good night to the cows. Baby, don't wait for the moon. She's drawing the sea in her net, and mellow and musical June is teaching the rose to forget. I found a recording on a cassette tape of my grandmother singing that song. Neither of us are wonderful singers, but she would sing it for my father when he was small. He always thought it was too terribly sad to be a lullaby. I used the recording in an artwork I made last year. It was called Portrait. It is about being alone and performing. It is about being beautiful. It was for no one but me. It is about letting go and performing. It is about being powerful. It was hard, out of control. It is about discontent and performing. It is about being spontaneous. It was not planned. Portrait is about performance and self-image. It is about solitude, stillness, location, structure, vision, purpose, connection, audience, and me. I am creating my work for myself. I am the only one who sees my performance fully, the only one who is present for each moment, and even I am left darkling. My work is unrehearsed and unreplicable, impossible to fully reflect upon. Because of this, it becomes a project of words and ideas, informed by patterns of action. I learned to ask questions from a dancer named Matt, but I never asked him any good questions. I was too timid. Once he asked me what I was doing with my fingers. I didn't know the answer then, but I do now. I am dancing! This is a dance! See me! I am performing! This is a performance! See me! But not just in this moment, in all moments. As humans, we are in a continuously performative state. Although this is not to say we are always intentionally performing. And by performance, I primarily mean both the intentional and the subconscious decisions we make based upon the setting we are in. We constantly modulate our actions to best reflect the ideas and values of those around us, or when there is no one else about, simply ourselves. The function of it often eludes me. In a particularly lucid moments, or maybe just the opposite, moments where I am unhinged from myself, I can see its trajectory. How I am hurtling towards space, tracing lines onto the world, finding patterns, trying to make sense of it all. My body hurts. I just want to sleep. Remind me to take a break sometime. My work is so big. It is strange how I don't notice that I am struggling. I only caught myself just now because I thought to myself, I feel like I'm falling apart, and considered it writing it down for life as performance. Isn't it strange also that maybe my work is a documentation of this state of being? And then where does the work start and end? And can it be an excuse to feel like this? I decided not to right now and tried to fall asleep instead, but I couldn't sleep because this blog post started to eat me up from the inside. I don't think I've done any real work for the past week, but I have. I wrote in action, and I've been thinking deeply about life as performance, and made music for King Lear, and watched exhibitions, and gave meaningful, sincere feedback, and went to herb school and did midsummer rehearsal. I'm stuck somewhere, and I can't figure out where it is or how to fix it, because I don't feel like I am working, but I am. So maybe it has something to do with my perception of work right now. My ideas are too fucking big. I cannot wrap my head around them, but I've gotten the feeling and I can't just let them go and return to the way I was working before. This is everything. People spend their whole lives on this. I wrote in my journal yesterday about the divine. I've changed, and I don't fully understand myself anymore. And that's what I'm working on now. I need to know my history and how I fit into the world. I want people to really see me and be understood by them and to belong. And I don't feel all these things all the time. The lines between everything are becoming blurry. My life is my art, and I'm not sure what that means, and it's making me vulnerable, and I'm uncomfortable with that sometimes. I was going to write about how I was crying while I was writing this, but then I realized I wasn't actually crying, I was just about to cry, and so I was thinking about crying, and so my interior dialogue was like, wouldn't it be dramatic if you wrote that you cried? But it was a lie. So I struck the whole thought, and then I decided I couldn't. It's all very overwhelming. Consider failure. In personalized learning, we often have the ability to change things that we are doing if we are failing. Retrospectively, I think that makes things that were once a failure no longer a failure. If you learn something from a failure, is it still a failure? Real failure would be stopping, completely. No work, no output, no input, no consumption. Sometimes I wish I could just pause the world and sleep for a week. But I can't pause the world, and I don't want to sleep for a week. I don't think I've ever failed. My grandmother being the first. Only the youngest hasn't had breast cancer. I'm more upset than I would have expected myself to be. I see Natalie 2 weeks a year when my father's entire side of the family vacations in Delaware. She usually stays in the basement apartment of the condo that my grandfather rents. We stay in the condo as well. We share a kitchen. Natalie is tough and teaches Zumba. When I was little, she was definitely scary. And now I enjoy her company. A lot. When my grandmother died, at her service, one of my second cousins talked about how she felt like she had only just started to get to know Priscilla, even though they had known each other for more than 30 years. I feel similarly about Natalie right now. I am 18. When my mother was 18, her mother died. She had breast cancer as well. I can't imagine what it would be like if my mother died. I attended 2 family funerals in a month last year. It was March, or maybe it was April. I still don't really know how to grieve. I made a show last year, and it was sometimes about grieving. Think about staring at the ceiling. riding in a car at night. Feel mournful. Remember that all of history has led to this moment. This moment. This. And if it is a countdown, then every hour is a 0 hour. It is colorful, it is beautiful, it is enlightening, it is about everything. It is about you, it is sad, it is. We are. Find unity and compassion, find quiet and rebellion. Speak the truth, let others speak the truth. Speak. I am the poet. These are my many half-finished poems. My skins, maybe. My masks. If you will. And so, this is my love letter to you. And so,